Welcome to the directions for your children's book speech, which is our exploratory speech number 2. So I created 4 simple steps to help you guys put together your children's book speech. So step 1 says to obviously choose a children's book. You can use a favorite childhood book that you might have at your house, or if you have access to a library, you could check out a book from the library. Maybe they're doing curbside pickup like my library is doing, or you can borrow a book from a friend or a relative or someone that might have extra children's books laying around. If you don't have a children's book, definitely email me and we can come up with a plan. I can either drop off a book for you, or we can just talk about something else to supplement that. Step 2 is to read through the book several times so that you become very familiar with the text, so that when you do your video and you perform, you are confident in your reading skills for your children's book. Step 3 is to come up with an introduction for your book that includes the title, author, potentially the illustrator, and is written in your own words. And I'm going to show you an example of how to write your introduction and an example of what an introduction looks like. Step 4 is to practice reading the book out loud as if you're reading to the class. So also don't forget to include your introduction at the beginning, and you can look at my example video to kind of see what that looks like. It's pretty simple. So I kind of broke down how to write an introduction to your children's book. So I would start with maybe 1 or 2 sentences that are related to your book, just to kind of maybe give us a little bit of background information or tell us a little bit about what your book is about to start. And then followed by, today I will be reading, and then you'd fill it in with the title of your book, written by whoever the author is, and illustrated by whoever the illustrator is. So here's a sample introduction, and I'm going to post this slideshow on our Google Classroom homepage so that you can go back into this and see and view some of these slides, so that might be helpful. So here's my sample introduction. It says, today I will be reading one of my absolute favorite books from when I was younger. It is about a young llama named Lloyd who learns about himself and the other animals around him. Is Your Mama a Llama by Deborah Guarini and illustrated by Stephen Kellogg. So that would be my introduction before I actually start to read my book. I also wanted to talk a little bit about how you will be graded. This speech will be considered a summative assessment in the grade book, since we aren't really going to take any tests in speech. The speeches and your performances, the videos that you make, those are kind of like the tests, I guess you could say, for this class. So things that you'll be getting points for are your introduction, posture, and for your video, I basically just want to be able to see, obviously, like your face and, from like the waist up, and also be able to see your book. So that's kind of what I will assess you on for the posture. And then volume and pace, both of which you guys have done a really awesome job in your videos. A lot of you do a nice job of speaking slow enough and loud enough so that I can hear you and understand you. So you've been doing a really awesome job with that. And then lastly, overall enthusiasm. So since you're reading a children's book, you want to try to kind of vary your voice if there are different characters that are speaking, and just make it a little bit more engaging. So try to do that a little bit for the enthusiasm. So 30 points total. Like I said, this is a summative assessment. And what I would do next is I would watch my Flipgrid video for my children's book speech, and so you can see an example. So best of luck. I'm excited to see your videos. You guys have been doing an awesome job, and email me if you need anything or if you have any questions. So that is all.